Booyah.
Hola.
What's up?
JNT, that's how it be.
Always.
Yet again. Another day.
Again? What are
Another
you talking
episode.
about? Another day? It is?
It's a new day.
That's new.
Oh yeah, it's a new day, so it's new. It's not an
Wow.
old day. It's not an old day. It's a new day.
Old day.
Mm-hmm.
Old day is just past day.
Pretty much.
Just a year.
Yesteryear. Yesteryear. Last year? No, yesteryear. That's the
Yep.
proper
Yep.
English there.
Yes.
Yeah.
England English.
Rubbish.
Our entire vocabulary is rubbish.
Yes, it is.
Actually, it's kind of based off of it, but whatever.
Well,
We don't talk about that.
no, we
We
don't.
don't talk about the past.
No.
So today we're going
Speaking
to
of
talk about the
which,
past.
yep, we don't talk about the past as we talk about this past semester. Yester
Yeah.
semester. That's so genius.
That's what I'm going to call this.
Yester semester. That's so good.
How do I spell that?
Yester, and don't like yesterday, but without the day, and then just semester, I guess.
Interesting.
Yester semester.
The terrible yester semester.
Yes. Oh gosh. Out loud.
Yeah. So a lot of stuff happened for both of us.
A lot of difficult stuff. So we're gonna get real with y'all here.
Yeah. Were there any ups in that semester? Honestly.
I don't think so. Not for
Yeah.
me, I don't think. It honestly just kept going downhill. Like there was no incline. It was just
Yeah.
decline.
It was bad.
Yeah.
So we keep saying we were roommates, but we were only roommates for the first semester.
Yeah.
And
We did the big dumb.
yeah, well, that was all my fault, but I wasn't thinking all through it. So we had a friend that lived right across the hall from us, and
Yeah.
we were friends with both of them,
Yeah.
and we were just in like a little friend group with our little triangle.
That would be a square. Because there's four.
I mean, with like how the rooms
Oh,
were.
and the yeah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. No, I didn't realize we were
So
including them too. Okay.
yeah. Um, but they kept fighting a lot in the first semester, and one of them came to me asking. Well, at first it was just like jokes, like about being my roommate and stuff like that, and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's just jokes and stuff, like whatever."
Right.
Um, and then he came up to me like for real, asking to be my roommate, and I was like, at first I was like, no, no, but he kept coming back and asking me, and I thought about it, and he was the type of person that if he left, he would just leave. He probably wouldn't have come back to us and anything like that. So I became roommates with this person in our friend group because I didn't want our little group to like
Disband.
lose someone or anything like that.
Yeah, and so
Boy, was that a mistake.
they both came to me and were like, "Hey, like, is it all right if you're roommates with the other guy, the guy that was roommates with the guy that started rooming with Tyler?" So they were like,
Yeah.
you know, would you be able to be roommates with him? And I was
Yeah.
like,
No.
at first I was like, I don't want to,
Yeah.
in all
Which I
honesty.
get.
Yeah. But then I was like, I'm going to take one for the team here.
Yeah, we both kind of did.
Which is why it was a mistake.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'll take one for the team and just to keep the peace. Oh, by the way, Enneagram test, I'm a 9. I'm a peacekeeper. So I like don't want
Makes sense.
things to happen. So I was like, just I'll just deal with it. It'll be fine. It won't
I
be that
forget
bad.
what I am.
I'm sure it'll be better for me. Not not I don't mean that like better like than
Wow.
you. But I meant like it'll be better if I'm roommates with him than if the
You would
other
have
guy,
left.
the one who left, was still his roommate. So I was like, it'll be better if I just do that and we'll all be happy. Whoop de doo. False.
Yeah.
False. It was not good.
We were
Not
dumb college kids.
young dumb broke college kids. That's not how the
Yeah.
song goes, but it's fine.
Yeah, so that's kind of how it started. And
Yeah.
that was at the end of the first semester, actually.
Basically, yeah, we kind of agreed to that, but like it didn't really kick in until we got back for the second semester. That's
Yeah.
when it actually really
Well, for me, it happened during break.
well, okay, yeah, ish.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
yeah. Yeah,
should
you
I
go
just
ahead.
start?
You go ahead.
Okay.
You just start, man. You just start
Okay.
rattling it off. Yeah.
I have a feeling I'm going to get mad doing this, but
Mm,
let's go. Okay. So, if people don't know, I was in a relationship towards the end of the first semester. And when did that start? Like
I want to say
October last year?
probably October-ish.
So, during this time, we started, I think it was October that we started to talk and stuff. I forget. But our two friends across the hall were in quarantine and everything.
Yeah,
And we
COVID.
were quarantined for like 2 days. um, and she hit me up, like, if you guys need anything, just let us know and stuff like that. Um, and then we started to hang out and stuff, and we started to date, stuff like that. So when we left, it didn't happen that fast, Jonah. You know that. um, I saw that look.
Oh, yeah, I know. I know.
But when we went on Thanksgiving, Christmas, COVID break, whatever you want to call it, we were gone for way too long.
Yeah, dude. It was a
Um,
long time. It was like a month and a half.
it felt longer than that.
It was a month and a half, which is long because this year it's like you have Thanksgiving break, which is a week. You come back for 2 weeks, and then you get like 2.5, 3 weeks, maybe. I'm pretty sure it's
Nice.
only 2 weeks for winter break, and then you come right back. So
Jeez. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. So during this entire break, me and her would like face call and stuff like that when we could. We both had jobs at the time, so we couldn't talk a whole lot, but we would talk when we can at nights and stuff. Um, and we had plans for her to come down during like New Year's Eve and stuff like that. A major red flag during this was every time I would ask her, like, has she gotten like the plane tickets or looked or anything? She was like, no, and shrugged it off. It didn't seem like she cared. um, but her mom messaged me on Facebook or something, and she was like, I'm gonna get her the plane tickets for Christmas or something like that. And I was like, okay. And we scheduled like the date and stuff like that. Which by the way, I loved her mom. Like she was awesome. Um, and she got it and stuff like that. And we talked a little bit on Christmas, but she didn't seem to care a whole lot that she got the tickets and stuff. Um, which made me think a little bit like what's really going on and stuff like that.
yeah.
Um, so she came up. Um, she came up for those New Year's Eve stuff. I think she was only there for like a week, maybe. No, maybe 4 days, 5 days, maybe. and everything was fine. Uh, but that relationship wasn't great. Like when we would hang out and stuff, she wasn't there. Like
She wasn't being
she was on
present.
her phone
Yeah, she wasn't being present.
the entire time on TikTok or Instagram. That's it. Yes, that's so if you have someone in your life that does that, nope, not for me.
Yeah.
Don't put up with that. Like tell them to put the phone away. Like seriously.
Yeah. Like,
You're there to spend time with them.
right.
Like come on.
Like, you literally flew her, like, to your house
Yeah.
for a break. Like, if like
Yeah. Yeah.
if I was on the other side of that, like, if like I was in a
Major
relationship,
talk.
if I was in a relationship and somebody like wanted to fly me to their house, I would be ecstatic. I would be like,
Yeah.
like, that's awesome. I wanted to spend time with you. Like, that's super dope.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
That wasn't this.
No.
And right after that, when she got back home, um, she didn't talk to me at all for the rest of the time we got until we got back to school. And even then, I would like the first day I got back, I was like, "Hey, do you want to like go out to eat or something like that?" And she actually responded that time saying, "Oh, she has unpacking to do and she wanted to hang out with people in a hall," which I got. Um, that was fine. But constantly during how long does this go on? Like month and a half,
I
two
was
months?
gonna say this was like a full like month at least,
Yeah,
maybe a month and a half.
May, yeah.
Was
I
did
I
the
dragged it on way too long.
did your second roommate, did his relationship start before that ended,
Uh,
or was it at like the same time, or
I actually don't remember.
okay, because that
Um,
would kind of help me gauge a little bit.
but yet I don't remember when they started to get together. So,
It was like late February, I think.
oh yeah, we. Uh, I think they got together right after we broke up,
Oh, okay.
like a
Yeah.
little after. So
Okay.
month and a half.
Yeah.
Um. So anyway, we well, I kept trying to communicate with her, and she didn't respond to any of them. And it was like simple questions like, "Do you want to do something? Do you have time for this? Are you okay? Is there something wrong?" Anything like that.
Yeah.
No response.
Nothing.
And if I would get a response, it would be like, "I have homework to do" or something like that.
Yeah.
And I know her. She's probably not doing her homework, to be honest. She's probably on TikTok or something.
Oof.
Yeah, I know. And
Called out.
I don't care.
No, I know you don't.
Um,
That's why I was just like, woo. Indeed.
so I told you I was going to get
I
heated
know.
during
I
this.
knew. I know it was
Um,
coming.
and
Yeah.
I would talk to your roommate at the time because
Ugh.
he knew her before I did. And um, he's been in a relationship for a very long time. So I figured he would help. Um, yeah, yeah. Well, I have a feeling that there's something. Oh
What?
well, we'll get back to
No,
it.
no. I
But
just
what?
just the fact that you went to him for advice.
Well, more the fact that he's known her for
Yeah.
longer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not so much the relationship, but
Yeah.
for a lot longer, and they've been friends. Well, friends.
Yeah.
um, but yeah. And he pretty much said stuff that I already knew. So
Right.
I also talked to Cade all uh, Hall
RA.
mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Super dope
and
guy.
I talked to him about all this, and he gave his input and everything. And that night, I broke up with her over text, and she still
Ouch.
didn't respond to it. No
I
joke.
forgot about that, bro.
Yeah, like
Terrible.
no joke. She still didn't respond to that.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah.
and I was off of like social media and stuff for like I don't know, a couple of days after that, something
Yeah.
like that.
Right.
And that's kind of how it started. That's how my semester started. And
Um, and then it
yeah,
only got worse.
yes, like my classes were fine. I didn't care too much about them. My online class, I started to hate at like after that because it was just a online class and it was about the history of rock and roll, which I don't care too much about. I like history, but about music, I hated it. And I think it was mainly because it was all online and it took forever to get through. Like I had
Yeah.
what, 3 to 4
Yeah. I
videos every
remember
week.
I literally remember you sitting there just watching videos for hours.
Yeah.
Like
And
that.
each video was like an hour to a half hour long.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I had a quiz every week and I had a playlist to listen to during that era and everything. It sucked. Um, so I dropped my music major at that point, but I was only able to drop one class. So I dropped piano because I hated that. If you, I forget what episode we talked
I think
about it
it
in.
was either the last one or the one before that that it was just
Yeah.
like, ugh.
Yeah. I hated it. So I dropped it. It was fine. Um, but it kept getting worse from there. Um, my roommate at that time, oh boy, he started to date someone and he started to be gone the entire time. Like,
Like
if
gone
anyone,
gone.
yeah, like if anyone knows me, like I like to be around people,
Yeah.
especially when I feel down and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you saw me during that
Yeah.
entire semester. I didn't want
Dude,
to do jack.
no. Like literally as soon as like that whole situation with his at the, with that girl like ended,
Yeah,
I mean, this other guy like immediately got into this relationship and like that he was just like never there. Like never present. Like
yeah.
would
And
be
before that, we would hang out all the time.
yeah, like all the time. Like we like all of us in our like little group would hang out.
Yeah,
And
like
suddenly
movies and stuff like that.
his presence just was like gone like that. He
Yeah,
was out as late as he could be and would come back and we're all already asleep or in bed or whatever and
yeah,
you know he would be gone literally from sometimes the morning
yeah.
till just as late as can be at night. So
Exactly.
right.
And she was a bad influence on him. We won't get into that, but um, yeah, he was gone all the time. And your roommate, he wasn't having a great time at all because of some family stuff and all
Yeah.
that. We
Yeah.
won't talk anything about that,
No,
but
that was yeah.
he was like depressed and down the entire semester.
Yeah.
And
He was
yeah,
just unhealthy coping habits, things like that. Just
yeah,
not in a healthy place and not progressing through that situation very well.
yeah.
So he was going through the ringer.
Yeah. And for me, how I normally cope is hanging out with people, talking about stuff, just being with friends so I can like kind of distract myself a little bit from it.
Yep.
I didn't have that because my
He was always
yeah,
gone.
my roommate was always gone. We always had classwork to do,
Yeah.
which I completely understand.
Yeah.
and I would throw myself into working out, which I do that a lot. That's one way that I cope, and it's a very healthy way to cope. Um, but I was gone for hours to work out. Like you know how much I work out, and
Yeah.
I was gone a lot just to work out. Like every time I could, I would.
Pretty much.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and I got to the point where I made my bed into a cave. It got so bad.
Yeah.
Like you were there for all of
Oh
that,
yeah,
and
yeah, dude. It was. I thought the cave was cool, but you know, it
it's
was.
not healthy.
It wasn't. No. I yeah.
um, like my bed was literally surrounded by blankets,
Hanging
pitch
from the ceiling.
black.
Yeah. Like
Yeah, pitch black.
just darkness.
Yeah,
Um.
which I honestly liked it to sleep that
Oh
way,
yeah,
like
it
just
was
pitch
great to
black and
sleep,
stuff like that.
but
But
then you're
any
like
other time,
isolating yourself. Like you would walk into his room and you would have no idea if he was actually in his bed
yeah,
or not in the room
Which-
at all because
yeah,
like his bed was just completely surrounded on all
yeah.
sides by blankets. Now,
Which was really funny to be
yes,
honest.
like these blankets were hanging from the ceiling and his bed is lofted kind of up above a desk, so it's like up near the ceiling. It was really
Yeah,
easy for him to do this, but it was just like no light could enter or
yeah,
escape.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's how my semester went, and it wasn't good. But the only upside to this was I got to know Emma in our group that we kind of made.
Yeah.
Me, you, all of our friends,
Yeah.
and we hung out a lot. That was the only upside from
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
semester.
We kind of moved from our
One
guy
group
our
to another.
group of just guys to kind of a mix of guys and girls group,
Yeah.
which was good. I think that was really good, and they were much healthier and uh,
Oh yeah.
very nice to us. I'm still on campus and still friends with them. They're super awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out to you guys. You know who you are if you're listening. Um, but yeah, that was his semester.
Yeah.
Um,
It was tough.
mine mine has some rough stuff in it.
Yeah.
So anyways, we like kind of switched our roommates or whatever. Um, like a week before the first semester was going to end,
Yeah.
and it wasn't too bad. We were just kind of figuring things out. And so we went home, and I was in a relationship at this time, a long relationship. Like we're talking 14 months
I thought
relationship.
that happened first semester.
Sort of. We kind of took a break
Oh yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
then got back together. It was
yeah.
yeah. Um, but we got back for our Thanksgiving winter COVID break or
Whatever you
whatever.
call it.
Um, and the relationship kind of just dwindled. Um,
Ran its course a little bit.
it just yeah, it just kind of like quickly started to dwindle for about a month. You know, it just sort of fizzed out.
Hmm.
And so basically at the very beginning of the new year, um, we were basically like, this is over. Like we're not, this isn't really a relationship anymore. Um, which was hard for both of us. And
Yeah,
we went our separate ways pretty much, and it's pretty much stayed like that. Um, but yeah, pretty much a 15-month relationship that um, just ended, and it was that's rough. Um, you know, nobody wants that. Nobody wants to go through a breakup. Um,
yeah.
but somebody for that long, and then it just kind of ends, and
Stops.
yeah. So um, I was trying to cope with that, um, over the last 2 or so weeks of winter break that we had, and um, it was all right. I was all right, not great, um, but I definitely um, had some like heaviness on me that I just kind of
Oh
carried.
yeah.
Um, so that happened. Also, so Tyler was having relationship issues. I had just
Mm-hmm.
gone through a breakup. Tyler's new roommate had just gone through a breakup.
Yes.
Um, so we were all kind of like,
Broken.
yes, broken is a good word. And so from there, we started. We're like, oh, it was weird because we all like were lacking these relationships that we had before. We started like really hanging out together, like really hanging out like all the
Hmm.
time, and it was super great.
Yeah, like we would always go over to your guys' room and watch
Yeah,
like a scary movie or
right.
something.
Yeah, or we would all play Minecraft together. It was
Yeah.
lit. But I mean, we um so then he started to he got a girlfriend. Tyler's new roommate got a girlfriend,
Yeah.
and immediately he like I said before, he just was gone. Like he was like never around. Like his
Yep.
presence was just cut from existence
Yeah.
almost. It was
And when he was here, he would always say like, "Why don't we hang out more?" Or like, "I don't get why Tyler's always like this." And I'm
yeah.
like, I was done at that
Yeah.
point. Like, I wanted to smack him upside the head.
Yeah. He it was just going from this person that like hung out with us all the time and like really like it felt like he was like part of our group, like really cared, like was like
Yeah.
really invested. Um, and then as soon as he got this girlfriend, it was like suddenly we didn't matter at all. Like we,
Yep.
as if the past, you know, several months had meant nothing, and we just had no part in his life. Um,
Yeah.
and that was just kind of like, oh, like you're just, I guess
Gonna
we
leave
weren't,
us like that?
we weren't value to you as valued to you as we thought we were, basically.
Yeah.
Um, so that was kind of hard. We had to have some hard conversations, and not a lot changed, to be honest.
Nothing changed. What are you talking about?
Yeah, yeah. Um, but anyways, that happened. Um, my new roommate um, was not in a healthy place. I was not in a healthy place. I was not in a healthy place because I was just carrying some of that heaviness from that old relationship.
Yep.
He was not in a healthy place for family
Multiple
reasons,
reasons.
uh, just a lot of different stuff. He wasn't coping with a lot of different things very well. I think he had some um, mindsets that kind of uh, weren't healthy, had some unhealthy mindsets.
Yeah.
But, anyways, he was just down a lot, and that wasn't healthy for me either because it brought me down. Like I could just feel there wasn't a lot of energy in either of us, and it kind of just kept pulling us both down. It kind of just was sucking the life out of both of us.
Yep.
Um, we had some issues that we didn't see eye to eye on, or and so that kind of also there was tension between us. So that just all of that together,
You could say that again.
yeah, you could. There was so yeah. So I'm over here heavy and broken. He's over here heavy and broken with other stuff and tension on top of that. It just was not a good environment, I think, for me or even for him. Um,
Yeah.
and we were just not in, neither of us were in good places. So um, throughout the semester, I just felt like I was just not like myself. I wasn't me. I wasn't who I wanted to be. I just didn't feel all right. I didn't feel healthy at all. Like I knew something was wrong,
Yeah.
but I wasn't doing anything to change it. And so this progressed uh, all throughout, um, all the way from mid January to March, and then um, to put the cherry on top of everything, in April, my sister
Mhm.
passed, and that was just like, like just to really make everything just grand.
To really kick you when you're down.
Yeah, exactly. It was insult to injury, essentially. Um, if you don't know, um, I'll give you a little background of just her. She was born with severe brain damage, like just on pure randomness, honestly. And so she had a lot of disabilities. Later on, she started developing respiratory issues, and so we knew she wasn't going to live like a long life. But it was just she kind of just her body finally quit. Her organs just couldn't
Yeah.
sustain her any longer, so her body just gave up, and that happened. But anyways, I had to basically drop everything that I was doing, drive 6 hours back home, and deal with that, cope with that, while I was already in an unhealthy place, in an unhealthy state,
While
um,
still doing school.
while still doing school. That was the thing. It's like we had about a month left until finals, but the thing is that each week progressing up the finals, I had like more and more and more papers that I would have to do. That week in which this happened on a Tuesday. I had 3 papers due pretty much later that week.
Yeah.
So I had to email my profs. I had to go home, and deal with all that. Didn't do any schoolwork while I was gone. And as soon as like the funeral and all that was done, the very next day I came right back here, which I didn't want to do. But I was
Yeah.
like, if I stay at home, I'm not going to get my schoolwork done. Um, and I came
Yeah.
back, you know, that first week that happens, like for me, I was like very numb. I didn't even know, hardly could even like feel emotions. It felt like I almost forgot
Mhm.
how what it means to even feel. Um, and I came back, and then it really started hitting me, and that on top of the um, other stuff that had been going on, and I got back, and I couldn't even go to class or do work for probably two or
Yeah.
three days. Like I was just like I can't. Um, and finally, I started going to class, started doing my work, but I had to work twice as hard because I was
Oh yeah.
trying to do the homework that was due the week I was doing it on top of the stuff I missed. And
Yeah. I
so
don't know how you got all of it done, to be honest.
I want I yeah, I just kept, so basically I had to take all that stuff I had missed and put it on hold while doing all the stuff that was currently like due, so that I wouldn't make myself get more behind, because I was like, if I leave, or if I'm working on stuff that's behind and don't do the stuff that's now, I'm just going to kind of get more behind. So, pretty much forgot about all that stuff, just pushed it to the side for a while, and did what was actually due, as it came, and somehow, um, somehow pushed through most semester. And so I think move out day was May 7th or 8th. And
I don't know dates.
yeah, it was something like that. But final grades weren't due until May 17th.
Mm.
So I had some extra time. All my professors were really understanding and stuff. But the so final exam week, everybody had their exams, but that's all they had. So a lot of people were actually like spending a lot of time doing stuff, hanging out.
Yeah.
I was spending that whole time doing homework, like doing trying to catch up on stuff, trying to get stuff done. And that was really rough. That was really really rough. And once I moved back, it was just even worse because
Hmm.
I literally spent a week at home in my basement, no support system that I had. Like the support system I had with all my friends at Johnson was just gone, like just.
Yeah.
And I was just doing schoolwork, trying to cope with a billion things at once.
Yeah.
And that was honestly maybe the worst week of my life. I was just a mess. I was an absolute wreck. Um, but I'm throughout the summer I got way better. Um, way better. I didn't mention before, like that month that went on when, like, after my sister passed but before school ended, I was being unhealthy. I couldn't like be like I was like not able to even be by myself. I
Hmm.
was like, Tyler, got to be around people, but it was to like an unhealthy point where I was like inviting myself to things, like constantly asking people to hang out. Like
Yeah.
it was it was not good, and I was just always like, I need
Yeah. He
people.
also got to the point where he would actually like do homework in my room on my roommate's laptop
Yeah,
computer thing.
yeah. Like I Yeah, it was just, I was just not okay. I was, yeah, trying to, and then I was trying to find, I was kind of just latching myself onto people, um, to an unhealthy extent, and it just
Yeah.
felt like I was eating the energy from them too, and that's not, you don't want to be that person. We know people like that.
Yeah.
I was that person during that time because I just didn't know how to even cope. Um, but over the summer, I got way better. Um, really worked on kind of kind of a hard reset is what I would say. I kind of took everything from the past probably year and a half, 2 years that had happened, and put like a line and like shoved it away, and was like, this is my hard reset. Like everything now is going to be something needs to change. So I got a new
Yeah.
job. Um, just and honestly, I most of my summer was just working that new job,
Hmm.
honestly. And even just that, just being in a new environment, new situation, which nobody knew me, nobody knew my past, nobody knew, what had been happening, nobody knew any of that. I just could be me again for the
Yep.
first time in what felt like forever. And
Yeah. And that's gonna be me soon, and
yeah,
I'm looking forward to that.
yeah, honestly, it feels great. It really does. And um, because of
Clean
that,
start.
I was in such a better place when I came back here, and I'm thriving. I feel like I'm thriving right now, and I have not felt like that in years,
Nice.
honestly. And so, yeah, that
Things
that
are
was,
looking up.
things are looking up. My That semester though, um, I will never forget. I will never
Even though
forget.
we wish we could.
Yeah, yeah, for real.
Like that semester honestly felt like an entire year.
It it
Not gonna lie.
it really felt like a hole that was just getting deeper and deeper.
Yep.
Honestly, like, yeah, but I don't think I don't know that anything good came out of that semester except what you said about, um, having some friends that were kind of they were understanding, um,
Yeah.
and even though I was not being my a, a good version of myself, I wasn't being even good to them sometimes, they still took care of me. and were there
Yeah.
for me, and that was important. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's sorry, y'all. That was heavy.
That was a terrible semester.
That was a really bad semester. Heavy stuff, but we made it through. We made it through
Somehow.
somehow. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm doing much better. I think you're doing better.
Yeah.
So
I'm getting there.
yeah, yeah.
Well, as things progress,
Yes,
I'll say that.
yeah.
Things all looking up, and I have a job interview coming up
Woo!
tomorrow as we are
Yeah.
recording this, and it's in a new city and everything. So it'll be a clean start for me, and
Fresh
that's
start.
honestly what I need right now.
Yes, sir. Yep. Y'all be
It's
praying
not,
for that. Y'all be
yeah,
praying for that.
it's
Okay.
not that things are bad. It's just I need a clean start.
Yeah.
I need something else,
Yeah. No, dude.
and I
It.
think it'll be good for me.
I. I love. I love fresh starts. They're just something about them. Just like you get to breathe, because you feel
Yeah.
like you haven't been breathing. So really looking forward to that for you.
Oh yeah.
And yeah. So I
It'll be
that's
good.
it. That's it for today for this episode, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, etc. Sorry if
Is it
we made you
uncomfortable?
depressed or uncomfortable, or cried. We're sorry. We're not liable for any emotional distress that you have gained.
We're not liable for you being depressed after this.
Oh, yep.
We're
That,
sorry.
yep. Sorry.
Should
Yep.
we put like a disclaimer or something? Here it is at the end of the video.
Yeah, disclaimer at the end of the video. Yes. No, it's fine. It'll be fine. It's not. Yeah.
Oh well.
All right, y'all. We'll talk to you later. Hope you have a great, not depressed day. Anyways, talk to you later. Peace.
See ya.